Hey everybody, and welcome back to Life with Lolo. Yes, I am back. And before I jump into this recap review of Power Book 3, Season 2, Episode 1, Free Will is Never Free, I just want to say thank you to everybody who reached out to me, who sent prayers, who sent love, who just checked to see how I was doing. I truly, 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 truly appreciate it from like the bottom of my heart, because y'all just do not understand like how much that meant to me, that y'all are understanding, and I needed to take a break for a little bit to focus on my family, and I truly thank y'all. Stuff is still going on with my mom and everything, but we are pushing through, and we are staying prayed up, staying faithful, and staying just loving each other and everything like that. So I didn't want to take too much time away from, the YouTube and everything like that, because I didn't want to get too like comfortable with not doing the videos and stuff, because I love doing the reviews. I love talking to y'all. I love just coming on here, being myself, being free, being silly, being goofy, and y'all still enjoying it. So I didn't want to take too much time. And since my mom is doing well right now, I just thought it was good for, it was a good time for me to come back on here and give y'all some content. So I am back, and I will, because I'm behind on Sisters. I think I'm behind maybe like 4 episodes or something like that. So I'm going to watch them probably over the Thanksgiving break, because we're going back down to Georgia. So I'll probably watch them, and then I'll just have like a conversation type video on Sisters, not so much a recap review. Even though I probably could do a recap review, because Tyler be moving so damn slow, child. We probably, it's probably like, it was 4 episodes, but it's probably like 2 episodes or whatever. But I'll probably just have like a cohesive recap review of our conversation, I should say, of the episodes I missed, and just post it up here. And then Married at First Sight, I'm not even going to touch on that. I'm just going to give my opinion about the decisions that were made. Because I honestly just stopped watching it after, like, before the trip. They went on a couples thingy or whatever. So I just honestly just stopped watching it at that point. But I'll probably watch it and then just let y'all know what my thoughts and feelings were about that. And what else? Queens, I know I'm behind on that, so I'll probably do another conversation video on the episodes that I missed. And Queen Sugar, I have not watched this season. Well, I take that back. I watched the earlier seasons before they went on a break, and then I stopped watching it for whatever reason. I don't know if I forgot it was coming on or what happened. Maybe was I on vacation or something, and I just got behind. So I will probably like binge the season and then do like a conversation type thing like that. I might even try to do that like live or something. I don't know, but I'll definitely do that. And I'm trying to think of what else I watched that I did not review. And whatever else I watched and that I'm behind on, I'll just kind of sum it up with doing a conversation video on, and then I'll pick up from the next episode or whatever. So yeah. But Power Book 2, right? Yeah, Power Book 2 Ghost Season 2. Episode 1, Free Will is Never Free. That episode came on Sunday. Today is Tuesday, so I'm not behind, but I will try to get y'all the episode next week, because I'll be coming back on Sunday. So they'll probably be maybe like Monday or Tuesday. I'll have the recap review available for y'all too. So I didn't want to get too behind on that, because these shows be going and going and going, and I can't handle conversation, child, because the show an hour long. Look. So I was like, everything is stable right now. So let me get on here and give y'all this recap review. But yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody who reached out, who sent their prayers and their loves and their understanding. And I really, really, truly, 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 from the bottom of my heart, appreciate each and every one of y'all. All right, all of that out the way. That was 4 minutes. If y'all ain't want to hear all of that, y'all can come to, I'll put it a little timestamp at 4:40 when we start talking about Power. So we see Tyreek. he sleep, but he having like nightmares basically of him shooting the professor, because remember last season he shot Professor Jabari, because Jabari was too much into the business or whatever. So he ended up killing him or whatever. So he was having a nightmare. Then we see that he was asleep on his grandma's couch because he picked up a picture of him and his mom, and he was just looking at the pictures, child. We hear somebody like, help me, help me, help me, help me, or whatever. Before he got up, he looked at his phone and he saw where the professor had texted him saying, let's meet up. I couldn't get all of the money or something like that. And then he looked at the text message from his mom, but she hasn't said anything back. So he ended up deleting the text message from Jabari. And I'm like, just because you deleted the text message don't mean it never existed or whatever like that. He should know that, but whatever. So then after he heard that, help me, help me, help me, he going to the kitchen, child. It's Jazz. She done grown up and stuff like that. And she was in the kitchen cooking breakfast. And I guess the oil caught on fire. Child, let me not even get into that because we're going to talk about that another day. But anyway, instead of throwing water on it, praise God, he knew the steps that he put some baking soda on there and it kind of simmered down or whatever. So Jazz like, thank you, thank you. She was trying to cook breakfast for the family or whatever. He like, well, what you doing cooking breakfast and stuff? That ain't your job. Like, she like, well, that's what I've been having to do. Here come the grandmama, child. You could obviously tell she was hungover, drunk. Or she might have still been drunk. I'm not even going to say hungover. She probably was still drunk. She mad, talking about, what the hell? You supposed to be cooking up breakfast, not burning up my kitchen or whatever like that. Tyreek like, she ain't supposed to be doing that. She like, look, I was cooking breakfast at this age, so was your mama. Like, ain't nothing wrong with her cooking little pancakes and eggs and a little bacon or whatever. She go over there and bite the bacon. She mad because the bacon burnt. She like, I told her I like my bacon crispy, not burnt or whatever. She like, what you doing here, Tyreek? You just show up. You don't call or nothing. He was like, Grandma, you don't remember? I was here since last night at 8 o'clock. She was like, yeah, 8 o'clock. I knew that. But he trying to make his alibi. I don't really think he was there. He wasn't there at 8 o'clock. But she drunk. She don't know. And then he trying to set up an alibi and stuff like that just in case somebody come back and ask these questions. So she like, yeah, 8 o'clock. Well, I'm going to bed. So she goes back to bed. And so Tyreek turned to Jazz and was like, she been drinking again? And she was like, yeah, it's getting worse or whatever. She was like, save me or something like that. Can you stay with us and whatever? He looking like, girl, no. But he ain't say that to her. Then we see Monet. She in her house. She hear this noise. So she get her gun. She get the gun out the safe. She got it cocked and everything. She going downstairs. Diana like, Mom, what's going on? She's like, girl, go back in your room. If you don't hear from me in 5 minutes, grab Drew, grab your gun, hop out the window, whatever. She was like, but Ma, get back in your room. So she go downstairs. It's Drew. He done dropped the glass, child. He mad at Monet because he got shot. And she the reason I should say, for him getting shot or whatever. So he mad, he got an attitude. Diane come downstairs and she like, oh, because he broke a glass. That was the noise. So they asking him, is he okay? He like, I wish y'all stop asking me that. I'm not okay or whatever. He's snapping at Monet because she asking, can she change his dressing and stuff? And then she's just like, all right, whatever, because he snapped at her, so she left. And Diana like, well, why you mad at mine? It wasn't her fault or whatever. Yeah, it was her fault. I got shot. And I'm like, well, we had saw the clip. Ain't nobody tell you to stand up during a gunfire. You supposed to stay low to the ground. You jumping up and and then you get shot and then you falling and stuff. That was partly your fault too, Drew. But I mean, whatever. Then we see Kane. So y'all know I got a special place in my heart for Kane. I don't know. I don't know what it is about that character, but I just like me some Kane. So I be like, Kane, don't get in no trouble now. Don't get in no trouble. But he getting in trouble, child. So he come out this club with the dude. I don't know what the guy name is. He was part of the DLT, the Guap crew, whoever, child. He come out, he got the braids in his head. And then it's this dude, he in a leather jacket. And then we see Kane. So Kane sizing up the dude in a leather jacket. And he asking him, like, you know, my pops used to hang out with my pops and stuff. And he was like, who your pops and stuff? He was like, what's their last name, child? Tejada. So he was like, no, I mean, I heard him, but I never had the pleasure of, running with him and stuff. Like, where he at right now? He was like, he in jail, you don't know? He was like, why I feel like you sizing me up? So he was like, I don't know, because you smelling like a narc to me or whatever. So then these dudes from the old guap team, they run up. Child, they seem real amateur. Like, this their first time killing somebody. I'm like, first of all, you ain't even had to get up that close to shoot them, and then you doing all this conversation. They're like, you went on the wrong team, man. You went on the wrong team or whatever like that. Man, shut up. This your last day. You gonna die and stuff. I said, y'all ain't even had to do all that. So Leather Jacket, he ends up cause they had this big ass. I'm like, you got these big ass guns, and then you doing all this talking, but whatever. Brown leather jacket, he kicks one dude in the knee. It looked like he dislocated or broke the man kneecap. I said, ooh, child. So then he fall down, he dropped his gun, and then the other guy, he ain't even have a chance, because then he got popped. And then so Braids was like, no, don't kill him, whatever like that. So dude was like, no, man, I'm sorry. He was like, oh, now you got some man, this nigga? Pop. So he killed him. And so then he was like, Kane, you know these dudes or whatever? And he was like, yeah, we had beef. He was like, well, not no more. He threw the gun in the trash, and then he walked off. So then the Braids turned to Kane and was like, well, it looked like he ain't no narc. So then they was like, yup, I guess not. And so they ran off, leaving the bodies in the street or whatever. So I don't trust Brown Jacket. Something about him reading dirty. I don't know what it is, but he ain't on the up and up. And I'm going to tell y'all why I feel like that later on. So anyway, we see Davis. He about to be on TV. We see Cooper, because you know now Cooper works for Davis and stuff like that. Cooper's trying to figure out why Davis called him down there to be like in the studio, whatever like that. He like, what, you call me down here to hold your dick or whatever? Like, what? He was like, no, it's all a plan. Like, you down here for a reason or whatever. So then Tyreek ends up calling Davis. So Tyreek wants Davis to find his mama. Was she in witness protection or whatever? So he like, well, she in witness protection. That's the whole point of we not gonna be able to find her. Like, that's the whole point. So he was like, well, I need you to do what you can do. He was like, all right, I'll do what I can do. So then he turned to Cooper and was like, yo, can you find some information? I told him I would find some, information. I mean, it's the audacity for me that he gonna call me asking me this, but I mean, I said I would think about it. Every second we think about it, we gonna charge this little nigga. So Cooper was like, okay, we could do that. So, because Cooper try to be good, but then he got a little bad in him. So him working with Davis is two peas in a pie, okay? So we see Zeke, he working out, and he ready to play or whatever, because he been on academic probation. And what was he on academic probation? I don't remember. Maybe they just put him on academic probation, because I don't remember last season if he went on academic probation, because wasn't Tyreek supposed to be doing his assignments and stuff? So when did Tyreek stop doing his assignments that Zeke went on academic probation? Because wasn't it, if Zeke don't play, Tyreek don't stay? Wasn't it? That was the rule, right? So Zeke wasn't playing, so why Tyreek staying? I don't know, y'all. But anyway, so we see Brayton. He come out. He talking to Tyreek, asking him where his whereabouts is. Here go Tyreek again. Like, oh, I was at my family house. I stayed the night over there, since about 8 o'clock. He keep putting that 8 o'clock out there or whatever. Brayton basically asking Tyreek, to meet up with him and his family, because his family want to meet up. They got this thing they do every year where they have like this big dinner, and then they go out into the woods and shoot deer and stuff like that. So Tyreek like, look, I ain't with no hunting stuff, but I might hit you up for the dinner or whatever. So he was like, all right, bet. Then we see Lauren. So then Lauren in the hallway, she's talking to Tyreek, asking him, like, your mom got out of jail. Why you ain't tell me? Like, what's up with that? He like, well, a lot was going on. Like, I didn't, feel the need to tell you or whatever like that. And then she back in witness protection. So, like, I don't really see my mama and stuff. I don't know if he had told her. I think he did. Because then she was like, well, no, I don't think he did. Because then she was like, well, when can I meet your mama? And then the professor lady, what's her name? Carrie? Is it Carrie? Carrie came out asking why all the students was in the hallway and where was Professor Jabari at, because he was supposed to open up the classroom and get the first ethics class going or whatever. But they still don't know that he did at this point. So she opened up the classroom. She calls Jabari on the phone, Carrie. She calls him on the phone, and of course they go to voicemail. She like, well, where are you at? You supposed to be here. Open up the first class. This the first day, yada, yada, yada. She going in on a voicemail. So she in the classroom, they sitting down, they doing some ethics thing. Bruchandria, she about to pop off on some dude, and they all basically talking about free will and how free will can is it really free will? Do we ever actually make the decisions for ourselves, or is it an illusion or whatever? So while they doing that, we see Diane and Monet, they shopping. And then we see Cooper and Davis, they shopping. Well, getting a new suit for Cooper, basically. So while they're doing the classroom, is two other sessions going on. So the classroom, they going back and forth talking about free will and how it's not free and blah, blah, blah. And Bruchandria like, well, my girlfriend, she got a baby and all she got was an EBT card and I chose not to make that decision. And then we see Diana in this sexy dress and Monet like, girl, I think not. So you better go and take that off. And they just buying up stuff. Louis, Chanel, Prada, everything. They just buying. So then we see Cooper, he getting a new suit. And he like, I don't understand why I gotta get a new suit or whatever. And Davis basically telling him like, at your old job, you had to look like you was honest and stuff. This job right here, you gotta look successful and you gotta bring in the clients or whatever like that. So they doing all this. Here he go. If you go to the strip club and the stripper got on an old G-string, you gonna pay her rent? I said, well, who gonna know it's an old G-string unless she got stains or it's holy or stuff like that? And who looking at all that anyway? I was just like, Davis is stupid. But anyway, we see all of this or whatever. So then we see Diane and Monet. They go to, I want to say the bar. They went to the bar. It wasn't the one that got shut up. I think it was the one that got shut up. And then they switch out the Prada, the Louis, the Chanel, all of the stuff they brought. They switch that. They leave that in the bar and then put the bricks into the boxes and all that other stuff and into the shopping bag. So it looked like they went shopping, but it's not items. It's actually the drugs in there or whatever like that. So they can, drive around. Ain't nobody really real suspicious because it's two ladies in a fancy car and going shopping at nice boutiques and stuff like that. And then they finally, Professor Carey asks Tariq, if he feels as though free will is free. And he like, well, I believe so. And the dude like, well, nobody cares what you believe. What's your argument? And he's saying like, nothing is predetermined. You do what you got to do. And then you deal with the consequences later. And then we see Monet and Dee, they drive and they end up stopping somewhere because Monet wants to pick up something for Drew. And once she come out from shopping, she sees that it's cops around the car because Diana, I don't think she parked. I think she illegally parked or whatever. The cops wanted her to move the car. Monet don't know what's going on. All she sees is the cops and she knows she got them bricks in the car. So she freaking out. She like, I don't know what to do. Should I pull my gun? Like, what's going on? She don't know what to do. The cops end up leaving and then she go over to the car once they leave and was like, well, what was going on? She was like, they wanted me to move the car, but I did what you said. Like, smile at them, flirt with them, make them feel like they're going to get some, and then they left or whatever. So she was like, all right, bet, I'm proud of you or whatever. So Diana was still smiling and stuff, and she was like, girl, stop all that smiling and let's go. I was like, Monet is not going to get off that girl's neck. So then before that, we saw Tate. So we see Tate and he knocked out on his brother's couch, cuddled up with a bottle of whiskey or something like that, child. His brother basically motivated him to get off the couch, get back into the working world and do some things or whatever. He like, get off the couch. You got to have a mission and you got to have a plan. You want the power and stuff like that. Either you do all of this or you find another couch or basically or whatever. And then he was like, clean up, because that downstairs was a mess, okay? Tay had that downstairs a hot mess. So he was like, clean that mess up, okay? So then we end up seeing what Monet had brought. I guess somehow they stopped back at the house or whatever, child. So she had ended up buying Drew some art supplies and stuff. So Drew sees this. He opens up the stuff and then he starts drawing or trying to draw, but his hand decided he got shot on is, that's where he's predominantly using or whatever. So he tries to draw and then his hand starts shaking and stuff like that. He gets so frustrated, he just throws the sketchbook and all this other stuff. So then we see Brayton and Tariq. They go meet up with the parents and stuff like that. So the parents then got Brayton a new car. And according to Brayden, it was some new handcuffs and stuff like that. And Tyreek like, well, I like them set of handcuffs. Run me that or whatever. So at the party, they talking about the hunting trip. They talking about the frat. They talking about all this stuff. The sister, she annoyed of it about it all. The brother Trace, of course, he mad because of what happened between him and Tyreek last year. And Monet, well, no, I shouldn't say Monet. Kane, because remember Kane had then he beat up Trace. Yeah, he beat up Trace, and then had him on the corner selling drugs. So Trace acting like a real ass to Tyreek or whatever. He like, you shouldn't have brought him here, yada, yada, yada. The uncle, governor, is he a governor? Councilman? He is something. I think he a governor. I don't know what he is. I can't remember what he was. But y'all put it down in the comments. But Sweeney is the uncle of Brayden. So Sweeney is he basically a racist. Okay, he basically a racist, and he talking down to Tyreek because Tyreek is the only black person in this room, child. So he's talking down to Tyreek, talking about some basically affirmative action, put him in the spot in shoot, what's the place called? Why I can't think of the damn place? Something with a S. Stansfield, child. So affirmative action put him in Stansfield and yada yada yada. So basically Tyreek had shut him up, okay? Because Tyreek was like, yeah, you know, my father. He was like, well, I'm not there because of such and such. I'm there because of my father. So he was like, well, who's your father? He was like, you know, St. James or whatever. He was like, oh yeah, I heard about him and the tragedy that, you know, he went through and stuff like that, and all the rumors. So then he was still trying to like talk down about Tyreek dad, our family, and saying like all the rumors that came about him and all this other stuff. I hope that wasn't true, you know, the drugs and the inner city and yada, yada, yada. So then Tyreek again had to shut this racist man up, and basically told him like, you know, yeah, Big Farm is about the same, put out the same opioids, and everybody dying over more legal drugs than they are illegal drugs. So how much you getting out of Big Farms? So I was cracking up. The sister was like, yes, bring him to all the functions. And then Sweeney was like, he was choking and stuff like that. I was like, good. Because, boy, if you don't take your racist ass somewhere, then, child, they finally find Jabari. I'm like, don't nobody go on that park, because they ain't find him until it looked like the next night or whatever. So they finally found Jabari. They found Ramirez's gun, but they not buying it was Ramirez or whatever. So they're playing... The plan that Tyreek had to put it on Ramirez, it don't look like it's panning through. So then we see Tate, he goes to the DNC house. The DNC like, you came to my house, like, what is you doing? So he like, well, you got 3 minutes, make, you know, talk or whatever. He basically wasn't letting Tate get out what he needed to get out, but Tate had wanted to tell the DNC that he wanted Sweeney's spot, and he like, no, man, he been a Democrat. He on this, he been on that board or whatever. What is that man? He not a governor. He on the congressional. I can't think of it right now. It is on the tip of my tongue. I can see it. Like I see it, but I can't find the word for it. But anyway, he been on there forever. He not going nowhere. And basically, you don't give up that seat unless you die. And I cannot think of what it is. Like, so he is not giving up that seat. Unless you find some dirt on him, that's the only way you going to get him to give up that seat or whatever. He was like, all right, bet. I'm going to find some dirt on him and I'm going to get that spot. He was like, all right, whatever. Good luck to you. And then he dismissed him. But Tate, he feeling real confident. He walking down the steps like, oh yeah, I got this in the bag. I got this in the bag. So we see Carrie, Professor Carrie. She walking down the street. She's talking on the phone. I think she was talking to a therapist or whatever, but she was leaving her a message saying like, you know, I'm sorry that we didn't meet the other 2 sessions and stuff like that, but X, Y, and Z was going on, and now I'm over Zeke and Jabari. I'm meeting with this detective that I knew back in the day, and he wanted to meet up with me, and I have this good feeling. I'm looking cute and stuff. I'm feeling good. It's going to be bomb, you know, the bomb.com or whatever. So she thinks she meeting up with the detective for, you know, a reminisce and, you know, about Chicky Wow Wow, all that other stuff. He done met her up, child. He like, oh, she like, oh, well, should we go inside and stuff like that? He was like, no, I got a spot for us. It's a couple blocks down the street. You want to roll with me? So she was like, oh, okay. So then, child, he took her to the damn morgue to identify Jabari's body. He didn't tell her cat, dog, frog. He just was like, can you identify the body? She looked like, oh my God, Jabari, I'm so sorry. And so he like, what you mean you so sorry? Like, what you feel like you did? So she was like, I would never do nothing to him. Like, what are you talking about? So she getting real defensive, and then she getting mad, like, that's why you ambushed me, because you wanted to see how I was going to react or whatever. I would never do nothing like this to him. And you could have just told me, if you got something to say or you got something to do, you can, or you got any more questions for me, you can hit me up with my lawyer present. And so he was like, well, you can leave or you can help me find the killer. Like, you can give me the list of who y'all talked to in relation to the murder that happened at the pool. And you can give me like a list of all his students and stuff. So she like, all right, whatever, I'll help. So she leaves. So then we see Brayden, he fussing about his daddy, how his daddy want him to be a mini version of him and stuff like that. But Tariq, you know, he kind of sort of listening and whatever. It seemed like everybody was staring at Tariq, but then we get all these alerts and stuff like that. So it's like ding, 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 ding. And then it was the alert to say that the professor died. They had already put it in the paper. Like, they put it in the paper faster than they found damn Jabari's body. I said, that don't even make no goddamn sense. So, we see Diana, they at the kitchen table, Monet, Diana, and Drew. She trying to load the clip, child. She's struggling. I mean, like, the bullets just falling. I said, girl, you had just have somebody else load your shit, because you was struggling. So Drew, he tried to motivate her, talking about something. You gonna get it, Diane. You gonna get it. I said, okay. So then Monet says she got a plan for them to get out. Her plan is basically to use Zeke, which we had already knew. She gonna tell Zeke to get into the draft so he can get out. She like, Drew, you going to follow him on the road. I'm going to manage him. And then Diane, you just keep the thotties and the hoes away from him. And we got this. So Drew like, so it's just, so Zeke is our new product or whatever. She like, look, this is the way it's going to keep us out the street. So then she get a ding and an alert about the professor. So she like, y'all know anything about this? Y'all know something about this? They like, nah, ma, I don't know nothing about that. So we see Tariq. He looking at his burner again, trying to see if his mama gonna reach out to him or whatever. Lauren, she at the door crying. She don't understand who would kill the professor and stuff like that. And then she gonna have the nerve to say, well, Tariq, you don't really look like you all that concerned. He like, well, like, I done lost my mama, I done lost my daddy, I done lost 2 friends, I done lost this person. Like, what you talking about, girl? I don't even know this man. I'm not finna shed no tear for no dude I ain't even know like that. And she like, well, I ain't even know that you lost all those people. And, you know, I'm here if you need me. So then she start kissing on him. He get a buzz in his pocket. He like, oh, it was Kane saying, like, we need to meet up. So he like, look, I got to go. Of course, Lauren, she all mad because she was about to bust it wide open. And he like, all right, girl, I got to go. I got a buzz and I got to go to this buzz or whatever. So then we see Kane. Of course, Kane flipping out. He like, yo, why this dude face all over the news or whatever? He was like, because he was professor, you know, he was very established and stuff like that. He was like, well, why they ain't talking about Ramirez? They ain't say nothing about Ramirez or whatever. See, you, man, you fucked up. So then Tariq like, ain't nobody fuck up. You keep your mouth shut. Ain't nothing going on. So then he get a message from Monet. So he like, shit, Monet want to have dinner or whatever. So he was like, yeah, the professor went to your school, right? Yeah, that's probably why she want to talk to you. Just act normal and don't say nothing. He was like, well, you know, I probably should tell her the truth or whatever. He was like, no, telling her the truth is worse than telling her a lie or whatever like that. And so he like, look, you need to handle this or whatever. Tariq like, look, you bugging out, okay? Calm down. Kane like, I ain't going down for this shit. He was like, well, if you shut the fuck up, we both won't go down. Trust me, all right? So Kane looking like, all right, whatever, dude. So then we see Zeke. He go over to Carrie's house. Of course, they bow. She get wow, child. Tariq over at Monet's house. They got the dinner ready or whatever. Monet is not about the small talk. She go right in. She like, so you had something to do with this professor killing, his getting shot and stuff like that? He like, nah, I ain't had nothing to do with it. You sure? So everybody looking. Diane looking at him. Drew looking at him. And he like, no. I ain't had nothing to do with this or whatever like that. So Diane, like, you sure? Cause first the body in the pool and now this or whatever, you sure it ain't hot up there? He like, no, everything under control, everything under control. So they like, all right. So Monet like, you ain't lying to me because you know what happened if you lied to me or whatever. He was like, no, I ain't lying. She was like, all right, well, whatever. I got these bricks. I said, well, damn, you got over that quickly, didn't you? So she was like, I got these bricks that need to be moved. Can you move them? He like, yeah, I got you. So they end up eating dinner and stuff like that, child. So then Diane, she pulls out the bricks, the bags, the shopping bags or whatever like that. And child, she go talking to Tyreek about his mama and stuff. She want to hold his hand and get all close to him and stuff. Monet was like, Diane, go in there and get them dishes. I was cracking up. She blocked that shit so quickly. So then we see Carrie and Zeke, they in the bed after, they post-coital and stuff like that. And he like, well, you ain't tell me what had happened. She was just like, well, I saw his body. He was like, you saw his body? She was like, yeah, I identified his body at the morgue. He was like, well, what had happened? How he get shot and stuff? She was like, I don't know. But you feel like the Tejadas had something to do with that? He was like, no, my auntie wouldn't have nothing to do with that or whatever. She was like, well, she threatened my life. And she threatened to tell on me if I ain't stop sleeping with you or whatever. He was like, no, but my auntie, she wouldn't do nothing like that. My auntie, she don't want nothing. She don't want to mess up my career, my future. Like, my auntie ain't nothing to do with that. I said, Zeke be looking specialer every time, child. I'm sorry, but his face just be looking like, he just be looking like he don't understand stuff. I was like, what in the world? Anyway, we see Tyreek and Brayden. Brayden came over and they loaded up the car, whatever like that. And Brayden like, well, what was all these shopping bags and stuff? He was like, let me show you what's in there. He was like, we back in business, dude. So of course Brayden, he all excited and stuff like that. He was like, well, what we get pulled over and stuff? He was like, Tyreek was like, look, we just need to use this white privilege, okay? You got a rich fancy car, you got rich bags in the back seat. Like, what they gonna say? He was like, all right, like, bet. So they gonna park the car at his grandparents' house or whatever, and then they gonna go hunting. So Tyreek will be going hunting with them, child. Then we see Kane. So we see Kane with Leather Jacket Man. I don't know what Leather Jacket Man name is, but we see him. And they at an aircraft. So he like, well, what you call me over here for? He was like, I hate unfinished business and I hate being disrespected or whatever. And I hate rude motherfuckers. So he ended up grabbing the dude because there was a guy in the car, like the getaway driver for the two dudes that came and pointed the guns at Braid's, Leather Jacket, and Kane. So dude in the car had got away. So Leather Jacket had pulled the guy who got away and brought him to the aircraft or whatever, the air hangar. So he was like, oh, yo, you got the dude that got away or whatever. So he was like, yeah. So either you can give him mercy, you can make him suffer, or you can kill him. So Kane was like, say less. So he go over there. He got because dude gave him a knife or whatever. He was like, look, I don't need no handouts. He cutting the dude loose. And he like, I don't need no dude tied up to beat his ass or whatever. So then he square up and stuff. And he like, yo, let's go. So Kane bopped him down and stuff. And then the guy got up, bop. And to Kane 2 times, I said, ooh, Kane, you getting your ass kicked. But then Kane, he boop, 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 boop. And then he grabbed the dude by the neck. And so Kane was like, he said something, child. I don't know what he had said. But he had said something. Oh, and I don't need to prove shit to you or something like that. And then he broke dude's neck. I said, damn. He was like, this is who I am or whatever. So Drew was like, all right, bet. So then we see Diana changing Drew's bandages and stuff like that. And they, like I said, they don't believe Tyreek or whatever. Drew upset with Monet and how she asked Tyreek the questions. Because he like, well, what did she expect him to say? And so for that conversation, basically, Diane and Drew gonna revolt. They want to make their own decisions. They don't want to be being Zeke's bitch when, he get drafted and stuff like that. They want to make their own decisions and stuff like that. So basically, that's what they was talking about. Then we see Kane. He's still in the aircraft hangar, and he's just walking around. So then he sees in the airplane, it's this dope in there. I don't know if it was pills or dope or whatever, but it was a bunch of bricks wrapped up. And so he looking at it and he like, So then dude, Leather Jacket, he pulled a gun out on Kane and was like, yo, what you doing? Kane like, yeah, I ain't gonna say nothing, man. I ain't gonna say nothing. You just saw my work over there or whatever. But I see you got all this product, but you ain't got no soldiers. Yo, give me a shot. I can help you out or whatever. My thing is, the reason why I don't trust Leather Jacket is because why would you have him in there and then you got your product all out willy-nilly like he wasn't going to see it? Like, it just seemed like a setup for me. And I don't know, like I said, because he did end up shooting the two dudes or whatever. So, and he ended up letting Kane kill the guy or whatever like that. So is he undercover and he just in too deep? Or is he out on his own vendetta? Like, what's up with dude? But I don't trust him. Like, I feel like he up to something, and it's not to help Kane, it's not to sell drugs. I think it's to take down a Tejada family, but I just can't figure out what his role is yet. Y'all know what I'm saying? So put it down there in the comments if y'all feel what I'm saying. So then we see Tariq, he all dressed in camo or whatever like that. He upset because they gonna shoot the dead. They even got the sister out there. I said, oh, I thought it wasn't a girl sport, but whatever. Because that's what they were saying at the party. Then we see Zeke, he's shooting ball and stuff. Monet walk up on him. I love them boots she had on, child. I was like, I need them in my life. So anyway, she walk up in there and she tells Zeke, you need to go pro. First, Zeke want to question her, like, you had something to do with my professor, the professor dying and stuff like that. She was like, Zeke, ain't nobody had no work on that. I ain't do nothing like that. I trust me or whatever. He was like, all right, because I'm just saying, you threatened my professor and stuff like that. And she like, yeah, I sure did, because she shouldn't be sleeping with you anyway. You need to get your head out the clouds and get your head out that puss. Like, you need to be focused on this draft. He was like, but auntie, I don't think I'm ready. She was like, I don't care what you talking about. You need to go and roll up in that jing, and we gonna get up out of here, all right? Get your head out the clouds. So then she leave. I said, oh, okay. So then we see Tate. He on the computer, you know, he getting busy and stuff like that. He ends up asking his brother to hack into the police, not hack into it, but get into the police thing so he can get some dirt on Sweeney. And that's when we really saw, because they kept saying Sweeney name, and I didn't really connect the two until we saw his picture, and I was like, ooh, that's Brayton uncle. So if Tate take, then he gonna get Tariq because he know he close to him, and then that's gonna cause a rift between Tariq and Child. That's gonna be a mess. So then we see Tariq, they sitting in the tent waiting for the deer and stuff like that in the cold. I said, they see a deer, the uncle or somebody, they shot the deer or whatever like that. Then Brayton like, all right, bet we gotta go chase the deer was hit. We gotta go chase the deer so you know they can do the kill shot or whatever. So they get out. Now this is a rule. You stop the shooting or whatever. They get out. The uncle shoot almost hitting Tariq in the head. I said, so the uncle trying to take Tariq out, like the fuck. So Brayton going off on the uncle. Tariq ducking and diving like he in the shootout and stuff like that. He go run and chase down the deer. The deer's laying there trying to breathe and stuff like, oh shit, they done shot me. All I was trying to do is get me some oats and berries for my little babies and stuff like that. So then Tariq just looking at the deer. He having flashbacks of him shooting his daddy, him shooting Jabari. He having all these flashbacks. And so the uncle or the daddy of Brayton was like, oh, we apologize. That should have never happened. Yada, yada, yada. You know, the shooting and stuff. So then, you're supposed to cease fire and whatnot. So then, I think the daddy had was like, well, Tariq, you can take the kill shot. And Tariq was like, the kill shot? What the hell are you talking about? And so Brayton like, I don't ever get the kill shot. What you talking about? So then all of a sudden, I don't know what had happened. I guess Tariq had zoned out too bad where he ain't take the kill shot. And then Brayton had ended up taking the kill shot. And so then Tariq was like, fuck this, man. I'm out of here or whatever. So then we see Monet. She hearing noises again, child. She get her gun. She goes to the door. It's goddamn Kane trying to get into the house. She done changed the locks, of course. So he like, Mom, that's what we doing now, Mom. We got the gun on me, Mom. Mom, come on now. You changing the locks on me, Mom. I want to talk to you, Mom. I got us a new disc belt. She just looking at him. And then she go back in the house. He like, Mom, come on, Mom. So then he goes get back in his car. Leather Jacket was watching him the whole time. So that's why I'm like, what is his role? We got to figure this out, child. And then we see Tariq. He looking at his burner again. He attached the burner again. He looking at him. It's an unknown call. So he ends up answering the unknown call. He don't say nothing, but the other person on the other end, it was the detective child. And they ended up pinging the call, and it was to Stansfield. And so he like, fuck. So then he break the phone and stuff like that, throw the phone over the place, and then we see that he done effed up child. I said, Lord have mercy. That's a hot mess. But this episode was good, and from the previews, it looked like the rest of the season gonna be good, child. So I'm interested to see what's gonna happen. Y'all let me know what y'all thoughts and feelings is about Leather Jacket. Like, what's his role in all this? And yeah, basically, what's his role in all this? I want to know what his role is, child. We know everybody else's role. What's his? What's his? Anyway, y'all end up, Lord, if y'all ended up liking this episode or a recap review, go ahead, hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. All right, y'all. I am glad I am back. And once again, thank you for all the well wishes and the prayers and the checkups. I appreciate them so, so, so much. Heart. Anyway, y'all, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.